Empires have fallen over the love of a woman, from Samson and Delilah all the way to motorcycle clubs. A 1% old lady is no different. Well-respected outlaws that sat at the top of the food chain have fallen over the love of a woman. You could pick your toughest homeboy, I don't care who he is, and you slide the right female in front of him and she could bring him down to his knees and end his whole career. Today we're going to talk about the 8 things bikers should never do around women. Let's get into it. Big shout to the ghosts and the ghostettes. Welcome to Demons Row TV, the holy grail of MC culture, where we cover everything motorcycle and motorcycle club involved. I'm Sos the Ghost. I'm your host for the evening. Let's get right into it. Number 1. Bring them to every motorcycle club party. Fellas, I know you love your old lady and the ones that just love all women and bring a different woman every time they do something club involved. This is one of my pet peeves. Sometimes you gotta leave her home. Women make the world a better place. I can't lie about that. But when you signed up for that MC, you signed up for the brotherhood. If you ask any one of these brothers, if you ask him why he's in this MC, he's gonna tell you for the brotherhood. Now, I'm not saying that it isn't good to bring them around sometimes. I remember we used to plan trips for annuals, right? So let's say we're going to a far distance. We got to think about hotels. We got to think about everything, planning the whole trip out. So we're all talking about what day we want to come in. Some people have a more flexible schedule, so they want to be out in that location for a longer period of time. Other people got to work, so it's only the weekend they could do of the annual. You know, there's a lot of that goes on in the motorcycle club. So you would have certain brothers that are so trying to cater to the female that they're with or that they want to bring on that trip. Most of the time it's a side chick that they make plans separately to go down there and have a good time with the girl and make it more about the girl. Now, if you're married, it's a kind of different situation. Maybe this is your chance to get a little, honeymoon type action going on. I understand that, but I'm talking about the brothers that do it every time. It's a different girl or a little side piece or whatever, which is fine. But then you use that as an excuse to not bond with your brothers. The whole reason why you got in the motorcycle club in the first place, unless that's what you were in it for, to look cool and get the girls. Let me know in the comments if you could relate. So then you find yourself in situations where 2 of the brothers are with their girls there and they're in this hotel and then the rest of the brothers are in that hotel. It's like, come on, we can't even get the same hotel because you want to get this kind of hotel that caters to maybe your financial situation, but some of the other brothers couldn't afford the whole situation or try to do an Airbnb. You want to do your solo thing. Listen, there's nothing wrong with wanting to have a good time with your girl. I get it. But if it's every time, you're in the club for the wrong reasons. Number 2, talking club business in front of them at a motorcycle club party. Sometimes you can spot when your brother is a mean pillow talker. And I understand people live with their wives. They're going to know certain things. You're going to have certain conversations. She'll hear the way you respond to certain things. If she's not ear hustling, but she just walked by and happened to hear what you said, stuff like that is going to happen. But if you make a conscious effort to keep club business away from her, you can easily do it. And I know a lot of people talk to their girl about a lot of things, but when it comes to club business, it's supposed to stay only with your club members. So a way to spot them is if you're at a club party, you're at an annual or something like that, and let's say you and your brother are talking, right? If his old lady is right there and she's listening to the whole conversation and he doesn't tell her, yo, excuse me for a minute, I'm gonna go talk to, the brother real quick and step off. That brother, she knows everything. Like, he's letting you know, like, I speak in front of her, I trust her. So he's telling her club business. And when you glance over at his old lady and she says, what's up to you? Just know that when she's smiling at you, she's smiling because she knows all your business. Because your brother done told her all your dirt and all of that type of stuff. And listen, I get it. If you're in the motorcycle club scene, you'll have certain brothers that will pull you to the side to talk to you about something that you might think is some really important shit the way they came up to you, and then they pull you to the side and they're talking about nothing. And you're looking at them like, brother, we really have to have a quiet conversation to the side about this? Like, let me know in the comments if you've experienced that before. But a good old lady will see you guys start talking about something and she'll step off. Yo, I'm gonna, talk to one of the old ladies, or she'll just start talking to one of them or grab a drink or something. Not go far, but she'll kind of, put a direction somewhere else and show you that respect. Like, she's not ear hustling your whole conversation. Number 3, pillow talk. I have seen clubs get shut down over pillow talk. There are diamond clubs that are infamous for sending some hot chick to go after one of the brothers that they know has no game and he's an easy kill, and she will get within their cipher and learn everything about your club and be giving info back. And this is stuff that really happens, and you could tell a lot about how they act when they're not around. And a lot of times these girls are the ones that'll work your bar, try to help out, make a little extra cash, but they're really getting info on your club. I remember a situation with a 99 club. They were having talks that nobody knew about with a bigger diamond club. They were talking about brothering up or coming under them, being a support club or whatever. So the diamond club in their area winded up knowing this before they even sealed the deal. Turns out it was one of the dudes pillow talking. His girl knew some of those brothers and gave the information. That club got shut down. So before any conversations were had about stepping up, they got their cuts taken. But pillow talking not on that high of a level also affects your club brothers too, because what happens is the old ladies start to get cool with each other. So if they're friends and you tell her that her man is with this other girl, keep it on the hush because she's not around. Now she's leaking stuff to her, telling her, look, don't tell nobody I told you this, or he was with so-and-so the other day. Now your brother's home life is ruined over your pillow talk because you're telling her all his info. So if I was you, I would just try my hardest to stay away from pillow talking. Plus, when you're not with them no more, they're subject to tell anybody anything you told them. You could break up at any moment and she has all this key info. You don't want to do that. Number 4, bring them to tense situations. Let me know in the comments if you know anybody that does this. You know that there's an event coming up. I'm going to tell you a story about a specific situation that I went through where it could have ended way worse. It was intentional that this biker party that we was going to at a certain clubhouse there was a possibility that a club that we had issues with was going to be there. So we kind of knew that this is like a neutral ground where a confrontation is almost definitely going to happen. One of the brothers, his old lady's there. Nobody else got their girl with them. Like, we all know what type of time it is, and we're on our war ready stuff at this moment. So we're getting ready to head out, and I see that he's bringing her and she's jumping on the bike. And I'm like, yo, bro, what are you doing? And he's like, yeah, yo, she wanted to come. I'm like, bro, you know why we're going there. We're going there for static. Why are you bringing a liability? Like, brothers, don't do that. Don't bring liabilities to a situation where you might have to get out of there on your own and not have to worry about nobody else. Like, a female, like someone weaker, you want to go there with your brothers, do what you got to do and get out of there. So this brother brings her, and for some reason it was allowed. If I was a president, I would not allow that. Let me know in the comments if you would allow that. If you're going somewhere and there could be issues and it's looking like, it's going to be an issue when you go there, are you going to allow your brothers to bring their old lady? I don't agree with it. It doesn't make sense to me. So we get over there and it pops off and his girl is there, and luckily she didn't get hurt. Swinging was going on. She was in the vicinity. She got involved with it. Why would you put yourself in that situation? And some girls is built like that. So I'm not saying that, none of these girls, they're all liabilities, but I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't bring them. Number 5, load your problems on them. Now this one goes above bikers. This is just men in general. Do not load all your problems on a woman. A woman will tell you, listen, you need to open up to me. Tell me the truth. Trust me, I got your back. Women are made to be protected. Once you drop all your problems on them, they start to feel unsafe. They start to feel like you're not the leader of the group. Like they can't trust you for their safety. They will turn on you. They will lose attraction to you if they feel like you're not a protector. So when you're dropping all your problems on them, it starts to make you look weak. So I'm gonna say something that these days is very unpopular. You give a dude $1 million. Think about it yourself. If somebody gave you $1 million right now, let's say you got a wife and a couple of kids, right? If they give you $1 million right now, what are you gonna do? You're gonna get the house, cars, you're gonna make sure your wife is good, you're gonna make sure your kids is good, you're gonna be the provider, you're gonna give them everything they ever wanted because you got it like that. Now, let's twist it the other way around and give $1 million to a woman. And let's say you're broke. You know what that woman's gonna do with that $1 million? She's gonna pay for everything. She's gonna treat you like you're less of a man because she's paying for everything. And after she's called you broke for 1,000,000 times, she will eventually leave you for somebody that can take care of her. Because even with that money, she's gonna want to keep that money in the bank. And this isn't a blanket statement across the world, but it's a fact that women, they want someone that could take care of the family. So think about that when you load all your problems on them. Number 6, allowing them to post pictures at a party while you're at the party. This is a rule of thumb for me. If I go to an event or something and we take a whole bunch of pictures, I'm not posting that up right at that moment, letting everybody know where I'm at. You just don't want to do that in life in general. I don't know if it's because I grew up in New York. They will be on you. Your enemies will pinpoint you and know exactly where you are by post. You know how many people I know that have died because they had a ton of money, the girl told them that they had a ton of money, and they're putting their location of where they're at the moment, thinking like this is a regular thing in New York. So if you could relate to it, let me know in the comments. Better safe than sorry. That's the type of person I am when it comes to streets, because think about it, if you're in a motorcycle club, I'm not saying it's like being in a gang, it's not that intense. Depending, some 1% clubs, you'll have some real heated rivalries, but it's the streets. So when we're talking about motorcycle clubs and everything, we're outside. We're talking about being in the streets. So you have to be street smart. You can't be putting your location up where you're at knowing that you got beef with certain people. Number 7, let them get too familiar with club brothers. If you're in a motorcycle club, your old lady should never be too familiar with your brothers in that club. She should toe that line of respect. And I understand that there's brotherhood and there's joking around and stuff like that, but her being too familiar with a brother is a bad look. You could be the strongest brother in the world, but if your girl is loose, she's gonna make you look weak. I remember I did a video with Blue, an ex-1% old lady, the outlaw feminist, and she talked about a couple things that old ladies should never do, and one of them was never be alone with a club brother. If you're with your man, and let's say your man is not home, and that club brother shows up to your house, you should not allow that man into your house if you're a respectful old lady. It's not to say that he's not a brother to you, but there's respect for your man that you should have, never allowing a situation like that to happen. That gives room for somebody to be a snake. Everybody doesn't have the same intentions that you may have. I'm telling you, if a girl's a good looking girl, 9 times out of 10, if the opportunity presents itself, these dudes are gonna smash. So you don't ever want to put yourself in that position. Number 8, commit crimes. You should never, as a biker, ever commit crimes with your old lady right there. This is one thing that I learned from my big homie D-Duz back in the days. All they have to do to a woman is tell her that they're gonna take her kids and she'll throw you under the bus. With law enforcement in any situation. And if she's in the 1% of old ladies, no pun intended, and she holds it down and she wouldn't rat you out, you could be in a situation like Tuna from the Pagans MC, the president of Rhode Island, where they had no real charges on him. They caught no drugs on him, no guns, none of that stuff, and he went down for all of it. Why? Because he snatched up his girl, held her over his head, so he had to cop out to like 10 years because he didn't want his wife to go to prison. And that's what they'll do. So you shouldn't commit any crimes around your old lady. Make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and get your Gosavelli motorcycle riding mask now. They're on www.demonsroad.com. I got another video where I talk about the 8 things you could do to have a 1%er take your colors. It'll be linked above. And thank you for tuning in to Demons Road TV, the holy grail of MC culture. Like, subscribe, and comment. We ghosting, baby.